Would I trust these Roblox YouTubers with a child? So, let's make up the scenario that the child is mine. We're in the future already, or I guess I'm just older, and now it comes down to the question I have to go to work, and the mother apparently just doesn't exist anymore. So I have to pay somebody for him or her to watch over the child while I'm gone. Now, why is this so problematic in Roblox YouTube? Look, this is not based. I'm not saying that any Roblox YouTuber would do this thing or not. This is just hypothetical, and this is just what we've seen on camera. This is just please take this with a grain of salt. Okay, please take this with a grain of salt. Who would behave like in FNAF, in FNAF 5, like that scene where the one child like got scooped and the robot was malfunctioning and stuff. Yeah, that's what I felt like if somebody has to watch for my daughter and like they malfunction, and that's probably an F tier, somebody I would not trust. So I think, yeah, I just explained it. So S tier means I totally trust this person, ask them right away first. F tier or S tier, probably that would mean like the child would actually be in such a good hands, like that would actually be like they would have a good influence for that moment. C tier, B tier, probably like, or D tier maybe even, is like, I guess it's pretty good, but like maybe not a good influence for the child. And F tier, maybe even a danger to the child, Loki. But we're getting there. We're getting there later. So the first person on this list, I guess, if we want to start off with the first person on this list, is Dennis. And Dennis. My name is Dennis, and I'm a pretty normal guy. I think that's the first sentence Dennis would say, and that's also I needed to memorize this because this was the first sentence he ever said in his day my life of a day drawing thing. So Dennis says he's a normal guy. A tier. I trust him. I trust Dennis. Again, just hypothetical. Of course, there could be something wrong with every human, but hey, Dennis, A tier from what we've seen. Very good personality. To influence a child. I don't see any problems with Dennis having to watch over my child. I think Dennis is a funny guy. Dennis doesn't do anything wrong, it seems like. Rips. Yeah, I mean, it was just like what I felt like. It wasn't even that deep. Like, I don't even give a shit about all the money. Like fuck you. That's probably the last thing I hear before someone fucking died. Like, that's not great. Like, that's how Rips would probably react if my child ran off, or maybe even worse things could happen with my child. So probably not gonna be ranked highly. Would definitely not pay her for watching out for my child. Now, next, we got remainings. Again, I like remainings. I don't know why people think I don't. But, what the fuck am I even gonna say to this guy? Like, what impression? Like, hey guys. Yeah, to say this dude, I don't have an impression for remainings, bro. Like, that's the only thing I memorized from him saying, and he has a very American voice, so it would not even be a funny impression. And putting it in a B tier. I think you would literally just sit on the couch, read whatever the fuck, play whatever the fuck on Roblox. Nothing wrong. I would pay him. Pretty good person. Probably can't cook. Probably won't teach my child anything productive. But I don't need more. You just need to see if my child wants to commit suicide by touching the stove or whatever, So, yeah, remaining's good person. I think B tier, very chill person. Now, next. What? I'll get paid for this? Laughability. Also, A tier. I think he's very open to questions. If my child asks questions why it looks like a rabbit, he would answer. No, not S tier, but A tier. I think he's a very nice person, and he probably would behave very friendly in front of it. He wouldn't swear. He wouldn't. He'd just be a good person. He'd probably do his duty very well, and he'd get paid better than in his Roblox job, if you guys don't know. He had a Roblox job in his latest video, so, you know, I'd pay him. Okay. Flamingo. Look. Flamingo. What should I say about Flamingo? I guess I'm putting Flamingo in C tier because it's risky. Because look, Flamingo probably funny guy, you know, would not care though. That's the problem. Like I would not leave this dude alone with my child. I have this reflex to put him maybe even in D tier, but I have this reflex like I know what Flamingo's gonna be doing. Like he's not gonna be doing anything. He can't really do anything. He can't cook. He can't really, you know. I don't know, but like that's just what he seems like. And if my child, bro, if my child would like, you know what Flamingo does to stupid sunscreen eater children. You know what he does. You see his admin videos. You see how much joy he gets from seeing children fall on their face flat. Like if my child would fall down the stairs and broke his limb, like one of his limbs, Flamingo would just be standing there laughing, you know. Remainings wouldn't. Dennis wouldn't. Laugh probably wouldn't. You know, so bro, you know, that's, I think that you get my point, Flamingo, bro. And you know what's the worst thing? I feel like Flamingo would just say something like maybe like, listen, people try and hold me accountable for things I may or may not have said, but I'm not here to take any accountability today. And then he just run off like that. Like legit, that is what I expect from Flamingo. So next, Lanky Box. It's 2 people, which is good. They'd watch out, but my child would get diseased with brain rot, okay? Like, my child would get stupid. He would, if he was close to passing a grade with a D on his grade, like in school, he would have an E. Or F, if that's even exists in school. In German schools, it's a bit different, but, you know, D tier, because my child would just develop stupidity. That's not good for him. He needs to develop, and if he needs a babysitter, that means he's like 8 years old, 9 years old. Have you ever gotten a babysitter, bro? Who the fuck has a babysitter, bro? I never, ever in my life had a babysitter. Either I was completely alone, or I never had a babysitter. I like this whole tier list. I never saw a babysitter in my life. Next, Creecraft. I don't even know a quote from Creecraft that I could, you know, quote. So, Creecraft, probably also A tier. Very nice personality. Very nice person. How about I'm just gonna put Flamingo in D tier, bro? He would probably throw my child in an acid pool. That makes sense, right? So, Creecraft, A tier, and I've changed my mind about Flamingo, D tier. But it doesn't mean F tier, right? F tier and D tier are a big difference. So, you know, you guys are still lucky, dude. But Creecraft, bro, Creecraft putting him in A tier, you know, he's a very funny guy. I think there's nothing wrong with Creecraft. I think, you know, he's very entertaining to listen to. He would probably even be, you know, he'd just be a kind person. He'd just be a kind person, bro. Like, he would even be willing to probably literally play video games with a child if he had to. Or play with the fucking Legos or whatever. Like, he seems very dedicated to if he would have to job as a babysitter. Tempest. Look, Tempest, bro. Tempest would be a good person. B tier, okay? Listen. So, the only concern I have with Tempest is that he's gonna, like, I don't know, like, build something and it's gonna be like some weird shit, like some dangerous shit, and the last thing, like, even if I just, you know, basically get home from work and Tempest just has to do his last minutes, I feel like the last thing I'd be hearing from Tempest, and the last thing I'd be probably hearing from my son, is like from Tempest downstairs saying like, so listen, whenever someone flips this lever, it sends the card reader straight into lava, and then my child dies. That's all right, bro. That's a good, that's probably what would happen to my child. He would build some weird shit. Still, if that wouldn't happen, if my child would not die, you know, if it would not fucking die, it's a B tier. yeah, he's a B tier. Um, yeah, it's notive. I guess it's notive. It's notive, and well, two toys. Okay, so yeah, that's my tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed. This one was a short one. Try to do some impressions. I'm trying to figure out how to do voices, but sadly I have an accent, so I can't really do other people's accents that well. Yeah, subscribe if you want to. If not, then I guess don't. And I'll see you maybe in another video very soon.